I'm sorry, Ahsoka.
Anakin says he has to turn and go back, but he doesn't, instead carrying on in a straight line until R2 finds something. Although this could be a plot convenience, it could also be a moment of characterization for Anakin. It tells the audience that he will never give up in a very clever manner. There's no 1v 2372 fight scene where he's shot 400 times but becomes Space Jesus and saves everyone, but it's just a simple rescue mission, but it tells the same story. This guy points in the complete wrong direction. He's above the droid grabby thing in this shot, but he points to his left, and the grabby claw thing goes to the right, where the pod is. Really weird mess up. Maybe this guy's just having a blast, but the first 7 notes are identical to the Imperial March, but there's a slight differential at the end.
It is time to go.
Go? Where are you going, sir?
I gotta go. I'm going to the restroom, gotta do something. I gotta go. I'm going there full, but I'll leave with nothing.
Hey, what's a Jedi doing out here?
Maybe they saw his lightsaber, but if they didn't, that means Plo Koon is more well known than Yoda. This fight never made sense to me. Like, you're a Jedi who can breathe in space, how are you losing to 4 battle droids? Doesn't make sense. Like, literally, doesn't make sense. No sense at all!
Time to put the squeeze on them.
This scene is exactly what this show needed. In Ambush, the droids were painted as cartoon characters, but in this episode they seem like actual threats which our protagonists will have to deal with. This scene uses technology in a very cool way, but why didn't Plo Koon, forceful stab, forceful cut, forceful slash, or even just cut the claws and be done with it? Also, what's with this stormtrooper aim? No wonder they got rid of you.
Sinker, your turn.
According to the script, he says Sinker, your turn, but it does not sound like that at all. I swear, after the clones yell racial slurs, they just turn into John Wick. Oh, okay, so now you cut the claw, after almost letting Wolf die due to the glass cracking and him having no helmet. You better do some cool clone saving to make up for that. And, on top of this, there were only 4 droids in this fight, but there were 5 droids in earlier scenes.
Sir, we have lost contact with the pod hunter.
Are they talking about the pod hunters themselves, or the ship? Because I think they're talking about the claw things, because they weren't in contact with the droids, otherwise they would have known about the Jedi. However, the thing isn't really a pod hunter, but more of a pod grabber and crusher, and the droids are the ones who find the pods. Weird.
A step ahead of us. Dooku always seems.
Also, look at Palp's jawline. Man's built like this guy. Okay, so this pod was definitely cracking before, and now Plo's putting his weight on it. According to Neutron's 5th law plugged into an isometric equilibrium when n equals weight of glass, we can find the glass should have cracked and Wolf should have died.
Another fine mess we've gotten into.
Your sense of humor is improving.
There it is, the best characterization in the whole series. Oh, it brings a tear to my eye. God, this guy's a master manipulator. He's trying to save Anakin because he needs him to become Vader later on, but he's also trying to save Dooku and the Separatists from word getting out about Malevolence.
We have to stay.
Ahsoka, I want to believe Master Plo's alive, but
I know he's alive. I can sense it.
This scene is a perfect reflection of Anakin's earlier talk about when to disobey orders.
Sergeant, why are you so certain no one is coming?
We're just clones, sir. We're meant to be expendable.
Not to me.
I can't say much more than what's already been said about this scene. It brings the uncomfortable truth that yes, clones were built to be expendable, and that they have to live their whole lives thinking that no one cares for them, as they are just cannon fodder. But Plo Koon defies this, characterizing him as caring and kind, which is why many refer to him as the perfect Jedi. I think this series wasn't made for the lightsabers and the space fights, but for exploring the clones. That's why we got a spin-off series, The Bad Batch. Once again, this glass should have shattered, but who cares? Epic space save moment. That's one big garage for one tiny ship. This guy appears in 35 episodes, meaning that he needs a name. I'm thinking Alfredo.
Tell me, were there any survivors?
Plo Koon asks about other survivors before questioning his own health or talking about the devastating weapon, which is very fitting for his character. I've always wondered what would happen if Plo Koon accidentally pulled the hyperdrive. Would that be good or would that be bad? I don't know. In this shot we see the Malevolence approaching from the bottom left, and in this shot we see the Twilight make a 90-degree left turn. With this evidence, the Malevolence should be approaching from in front, from the left, not the right.
The droid!
Great work, Master Plo. Now hopefully you don't miss something else that is glaringly obvious.
Were all the systems shut down?
Wouldn't you think of this at the same time you shut R2 down, or did that not cross your mind?
Is there a problem, sir?
I love how he's just like, hey, what's poppin'?
Out of here.
You forgot. We turned him off.
I don't like the double upward inflection here. I don't know, it just sounds weird. Due to their head start, they could have just flown straight up and avoided this ion cannon shot. Here the ion blast is very far away from the Twilight, but in the shot before and after it's very close. When will this end? Will it peter out eventually, or will it hit some poor pirates later? Who knows? Who cares?
Your failure is most unfortunate.
Boo! Also, Dooku, you commanded this operation, so you were equally or more responsible for the failure.
She always said you guys would pull through.
Actually, she never said that. Overall, this episode was meh. Ahsoka was very annoying and obnoxious, but it had some very redeeming moments, such as the
We're just clones, sir. We're meant to be expendable.
This episode does some world building, some character introductions, and some story progression, and it sets up an enemy that our heroes will have to beat in future episodes. But that being said, it was the worst episode so far.